Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a zoo tour video of all my pets. And I'm doing this to celebrate 4 years that I've been doing this channel, which blows my mind. I've been doing this for 4 years. And at the time of filming, I'm about 150 subscribers away from 1,000, which is a huge milestone. As well, and I need to think of some video to do for that. But without further ado, let's get to the zoo tour. I'm going to start off with Harry, my Madagascar giant day gecko, and I absolutely love owning and taking care of this guy. Here I have some Pangea, and he'll just eat right off my finger, just like that. And he has so much personality. He's such an awesome lizard. And the custom background that's in there that my dad and I made is with spray foam, some eco earth and like bamboo, as you can see in a video prior to this. I'm sorry, Harry, I'm going to take that away for a second. I'll come back. And here we have Lewis, my tokay gecko, which contrary to most tokay geckos, he's not really aggressive. He doesn't mind if my dad and I are in the enclosure with him. And here I'm going to feed him a hornworm. Actually, I got a really bad angle on that, so let me try it again. Come on. Okay, it doesn't look like he wants to eat right now, so I'll just put that back in there. And next up I have Manny, my giant shield mantis, and he's down on the floor. So with his branch there, it's going to be just too difficult to get to him, so I'll insert another clip. But I got him from Charles Blanton when I did a previous video with him. And he breeds mantises, so I thought I would get my first mantis, and I've absolutely loved having him. He's growing so fast, he's such a neat animal. Next, I have my tree frog enclosure that I did in a previous video. And since the video, my toad has passed away. And it's just old age. He was about 5 years old, so that's pretty old for a toad. But here's one of them, because she's right here in the front. Star, my one out of 3 gray tree frogs. We named her Star because the pattern on her back. If you can get it to show up with the light there. But we actually got her out of a pool filter at my cousin's house, and she's been like a blast to own, along with all the other frogs that are in here. And I'm working with my green tree frog a bit more on handling because he's a bit jumpy, but he's getting better. Next up we have Gunther and Big Bertha, my Australian white tree frogs. Big Bertha's right there in the front, so I won't even try to get her out, just go with that. And I got these guys about 6-ish years ago, and they have so much personality, and they're pretty aggressive eaters, for lack of a better term. But they're just awesome to have. And I apologize if I say awesome a lot, because a bunch of my animals are awesome. And in here we have Western green toads. I got out this guy beforehand because they're a bit of a smaller species, and I knew it'd be harder to get them out. So let's see if we can get him in there without him jumping out. But it's truly a beautiful species of toad. And we've tried to implement some like live plants and everything into the enclosure, trying to like spice it up a little bit, make it look better. And I definitely like what we've done in there. Next up we have my 3 box turtles. Down here we have Gracie, then we have Yertle the turtle, which we got from the old Dr. Seuss book, because that was my favorite book that my dad read to me when I was a kid. And then over here we have Steve. And you may remember Steve and Gracie from the first ever video I did. I think it was just now like 4 years ago. And he's grown up a lot since. Still not a fan of me holding him too much, but he's got to get used to it. Because I absolutely love him, and whenever it's warm out, I give him outside time. So he's got to get used to me holding him. Over here, we have Aquaman, my collared lizard. And we named him Aquaman because of the blue coloring that he has since he is a male. And we used excavator clay to kind of decorate his enclosure and give it a unique look that we wanted. And we've also tried to implement some like live plants in there. And I like how the enclosure's coming out. Next we have Violet. And even for like a beginner species of lizard, I've absolutely loved having her, and I highly recommend like a leopard gecko for anyone who's looking to get into reptiles. Let me see if I can get her out. I took the top of her cave off, so she's probably not too happy with me right now. She was the third addition to my collection, and let's get her into some light over here, but I love having her. She's such a beautiful animal. So let's just go ahead and put her back. And she is nocturnal, so she's probably not a fan of all these bright lights. And let's move on to the next room. Here we have Milkshake the milk snake, and she's an absolutely beautiful snake, but she's about to go into shed right now, so her colors are kind of dull and faded. And that's why I didn't try to get her out, because she's a bit on edge because she can't really see anything. But when she does shed, absolutely beautiful. And I'll try to get some other shots since she's hiding in the log right now. Next up we have my golden gecko, which does not have a name because I have way too many animals and can't think of any more names. But this gecko is one of the newest animals to my collection, so I haven't seen too much of its personality, especially since it is nocturnal. But it's such a neat little animal, so I knew I had to add it because I already went this far, so why not add one more? And in here we have my crested gecko, Jeff, and he is named after the vine, so there's that for you. But contrary to most crested geckos, he is not friendly. He will attack us if we go inside the enclosure. He will jump at us if we're near the door. So everyone can hold their crested geckos, ours cannot. Like, we cannot hold him because he will bite us or try to run away or something. It's a mess. And in here we have my two red-eyed tree frogs. We turned the lights off for a little bit to see if they would come out. But here's one here. Let me see if I can get them out. Come on, little dude. Oh, he's being a little bit of a pain. But, oh, I might have just gone. Here we go. You can see this beautiful coloring if the lighting in here is good. But you can see the bright red eyes, the bright green, and then underneath the bright blue. If I can move his leg a little bit, you might be able to see the blue there. Oop. But they're like just beautiful animals, and like obviously I had to get two of them because you can't have just one. And let's move on to my fish tank out in my storage room. And I do apologize for the lighting and just the appearance of this room. It's not exactly meant for presentation because my dad's practically leaning over our washing machine right now. But in here we have a fish tank of giant Danios. We had two green frogs in here, but they unfortunately passed away, so we just increased the water, put in a second filter intake, and it's been a pretty nice fish tank. And we are debating putting the collar lizard in here. Once it warms up, we can put the fish outside, so he has a lot more space to run around since he is so active. So you may be asking yourself, Cole, do you have any warm-blooded animals or, quote, real pets? And yes, I do. Here is Leila. We have no clue what breed she is because she was a rescue, but she's a little ball of joy and one of the weirdest dogs ever, but she's awesome. And let's go look at my other two goofballs. And last but certainly not least, we have Annie and Oakley. Annie here is our rescue border collie. We've had her for about 6.5 years. And fun fact, we actually got Steve before we got her. And here we have Oakley. She just passed her 1-year birthday. She is a Bernese Mountain Dog, and Labradoodle mix, and the only way I could keep her in the shot is if I gave her this sock. And Annie here is the protector of the family. She barks at everything under the sun. And Oakley here is almost the opposite. She will eat everything under the sun, including but not limited to phone chargers, chairs, couches, phones, sticks, rocks, leaves, and everything else. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little zoo tour that I had. And as always, leave a big thumbs up down below, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my Instagram @CoolShirk. As always, I'll see you next time.